What's up, fisher people? I'm out here out of the wind currently, and I wasn't sure if it would pay off, but I'm trolling in 18 feet of water on a pretty steep break. Just got a night crawler down on a bottom bouncer, and if it's a walleye, it's a nice one. I got a purple butterfly blade on this guy. And I've only been fishing for 2 minutes before this one hit while I was getting my other rod set up. And it is a good walleye. It's a very nice walleye. Oh, popped right off the hook too. Wonderful. It is a fairly breezy day. It's supposed to blow 15 to 20, but I am out of the wind currently on the calm side of the lake. And so far that seems to have paid off for me. It's a nice fish to start the day. I think I'll stick around for a little longer for that action. He didn't even take my crawler. I gotta reuse that thing. Cool deal all around. Still getting cooler, but bouncers and crawler season's definitely not over, and I might be a little spent from the jig wrap, honestly. So I am not gonna do that today. I'm gonna focus on trolling. Not gonna jig wrap. Probably. Certainly a lot of fish activity in here, both shallow and deep. Although I know they're not all walleyes. I saw a bunch of smallmouth bass jumping around, and there's a lot of different shapes and sizes of marks in here. So I think there's a lot of stuff going on. Not the species I'm looking for, but I caught a walleye, and I think there's some of those around too. It's just one of these spots with a real steep shoreline right next to the river channel where a lot of fish are loading up, and I've had a hard time getting the walleyes to bite on this spot the last couple of days. Every day that I've been here, I've gotten one quick bite and then nothing, but I've been pretty much focusing on jigging raps and crankbait, so I'm gonna keep trying to pull some spinners through here and see if we don't get a few more bites. I'd love to stay out of the wind today. That would be fantastical. There's fish number 2 once again on that purple butterfly. Marking a lot of fish, not getting a ton of bites, but that's one nice thing about this time of year usually, is that the little fish are less active. So you might have to wait longer for bites, but it kind of gets rid of the riffraff, if you will, so that the fish you wait for are worth the wait. So it's probably, what, half hour between bites there, but 2 quality fish. Not, 7 or 8 of those 13, 14 inchers in the middle. So that's cool. And that's only a 16 and a half, almost 17 incher. But certainly a lot better than getting night crawlers ripped off by 14 inchers all day long. So I have to kind of remind myself sometimes to stick it out if I'm marking fish, even though I'm not getting bit every 2 minutes, because a bite every 20 to 30 can still be a great day by the end of it if they're all quality fish, So I'll get that baited back up and get her back in the water. Well, I think the spot might have dried up a little bit. I'm not even really marking the fish anymore, much less getting bites, so might be time to go fight the wind. Actually found some more fish on the same shoreline, still out of the wind yet. Slightly deeper, most in 25 to 28, some even deeper in 35. Is it tough to get them to eat? No. They're just loaded down there, but not. Oh. He let it go. It's hard to leave the spot like this. It's all the fish on the screen, but dang. There's one. I pulled out the slow death. They can't escape the slow death. They just can't. Can't do it. That one was in about 21 feet of water. When that whole crawler's threaded on a hook, it's hard to not get them in their mouth. I wonder if all the fish in this spot are a little smaller, and that's why I'm struggling with hookups and bites here, but nevertheless, I got one, so I'm gonna keep working it a little bit. As I've been trolling here, I've noticed the fish will slide like up and down the break line, and they'll even move a little shallower, move a little deeper. Each pass I'll see them in a slightly different spot, sometimes a slightly different depth. So as I'm coming through here, sometimes it pays to kind of zigzag around. And even if you feel like you're not marking the fish right where you were, they might have just repositioned along. Like, they're constantly moving, and that's why trolling helps so much on these spots, to kind of intercept the fish when they're on the move, as opposed to just sitting on one contour line, one depth the whole time. I got a really nice fish here on the jig wrap. I know, I wasn't gonna do it, but they made me. They freaking made me do it. There's this little hump, comes up to about 25 feet. There's fish just stacked on the ledge. I trolled over it with the crawler, and then I pitched the jigging rap back there. And a couple pops later, we got what feels like a fairly heavy fish. I was trolling at a pretty good speed, so it might not be a giant, but it's definitely not little. It's definitely not little, and it's taking its sweet time. Got my net down here on the floor. There we go. Nice fish. Again, not a giant, but a nice quality eye. On the jig wrap. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do it. What do you do? Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do to catch fish. I did think it was a little bigger than that. That wind was pushing me pretty good pace on that troll there. Well, maybe I'll go back there and try to do that one more time. I'm also using the old chrome perch now, because I did get out the jigging wrap a little earlier with the purple. Oh, there we go. And I casted it out, and it was almost to the bottom, and I could feel a tick, and I'm assuming a big pike hit it. And I reeled down, set the hook, and wow. Felt the weight for a brief moment, and then nothing. So that pike just broke it right off, and that was my last purple one in my boat right now. I got a shipment of replacement fins coming in. But in the meantime, I don't have any purple. So thankfully, the old chrome perch is working today. 2 in a row, baby. I wasn't gonna jig wrap today. Oh well. 2 casts later, there's another one. I think I gotta stick with the chrome perch jigging wrap. For better or for worse. What do we got here? Felt really heavy when I first stuck it. But it might have been belly hooked, I don't know. Now it doesn't feel quite as heavy, but I think it's okay. I think it's an okay fish. Yeah, solid. That's a solid fish. Chrome perch jigging wrap. He sounds like he's, yeah, I don't know, I better keep that fish. He's got some bubbles coming out or something. There's some gurgling going on. It's a nice fish to keep if you're gonna keep fish. It wasn't the plan, but so be it. I pitched out a little bit and I wonder if I didn't pitch into like 35, 40 feet of water or something. He might have come up from a little deeper. It's a nice eater though. We can put him in. For a day I wasn't gonna jig wrap, I am now even with the crawlers in a pretty short order, 3 to 3. Do a little contest, jig wrap versus crawlers. Problem is it depends on how much I use each one. It's one thing if you're trolling bottom bouncers and pitching a jig wrap at the same time, but currently I'm just spot lock jig wrapping, so it would be not quite a fair fight in that sense. Oh! Got another one there. That's 3 casts in a row, man. Holy cow. They're just crushing this thing right now. How cool. How cool. Ooh. This one might be a little bigger. Dogging pretty good. He might be close to 20. Staying down. Staying down nicely. Yeah. Yeah. There he is. Yeah, good fish. Good one. That's a good one. That's a good one right there. By 19. Yeah. Putting something together now. And if you're keeping fish, I better keep 2. 3 casts in a row with the chrome perch. Bang, bang, bang. Come out of there. There we go. It's a nice fish there. All curled up and whatnot. There's the fin. There's the fin. That's how you do it. Looks like I'm having fish tacos for dinner tonight. Not a bad deal. And you always want to remember, if you're using braided line for this jig wrap stuff, as soon as you get that fish hooked and you've reeled into it and you got the thing winched down and tight a little bit, loosen up that drag, because otherwise it's so tight and there's so much weight on a jigging wrap that when they start diving and shaking their heads, they come off so easily. So it helps to have a really loose drag, to have a lot of play there, so that fish can work its way wherever it wants to go and just kind of pull a line and not pull a hook. You get a lot more fish landed with a nice loose drag post hook set. I know it's hard sometimes to think about that when you got a fish on the line and a lot of stuff's going on, but the more you catch, the more you'll get accustomed to that. So you want it tight enough that You can get the hook set initially that not a lot of drag rips out when you're ripping it. And then you want to lock it down once you got the fish handled after the hook set so they don't pull a hook. I'm not going to go 4 for 4. I could sit here and do vertical all day, but that doesn't really count, does it? 3 in a row is pretty good though, not gonna lie. That's fun. Sure is nice catching them out of this wind too. I had every intentions, if I wasn't getting fish here that quick, to run across the lake and get out in the middle of the crap. And I stuck it out for longer than I thought I was going to, but this is kind of making it worth it right now. As you can hear, there's plenty of wind coming off the bluff here. And the other side of the lake would be a little rocky. It'd be fine, but just didn't feel like getting beat up today. Kind of wanted to take it easy. I want another fish here. Can't go 2 casts in a row without one after 3 in a row with them. Starting to raise my expectations, you know. I might have spooked them all out of here though with those 3 catches. I haven't seen a mark for a while. Maybe we'll have to slide around and see if there's still some more fish here. I saw one more mark down there. I'm gonna give it 8 pops. And then I'm done jig wrapping. Back to trolling and eating lunch. So I'm hungry. What is that, 5? I know, I have a problem. But I saw more marks down there again when I started trolling. And I thought maybe I just got off the fish too far. And maybe if I start jig wrapping again, I'll get another one of these. It's kind of an addiction. It just is. It's got to be a program or something for Jig Raps Anonymous. Maybe I'll start a chapter. But I don't want to quit. You have to want to, you know? You have to want it. Oh, I got bumped by something. Dang it. What if the next rip I get a fish again? Oh, he bumped it right there. Shoot. 2 bumps. That sounds like a drug term too. This is getting bad. This is not good. This is not good at all. Yeah, I got another one. I was almost done. I was almost gonna be done. Just about gonna be done. But look at that fish. Look at that beautiful fish down there. I'm down to 1 of these chrome jig wraps too. I am down to 1 of those chrome jigging wraps too. Fin came off the other one. So I'm almost out of my 2 favorite colors, for crying out loud. Maybe the white smelt will work, I don't know. I still gotta do that lunch thing pretty soon. Ugh. Fish. They'll take up a lot of your time. They will. More marks down there. See, maybe I just had to reposition myself back on the fish. Maybe the bite hadn't died. They just slid around on me and I needed to go find them again. Come on, baby. Bite it. Ugh, I'm hungry. If you know someone that could benefit from Jig Raps Anonymous, please have them call 1-800-JIG-RAP-1. It could save a life today. Found some more fish down here that just want absolutely nothing to do with my night crawler. So I'm just gonna run the Jigging Rap, what the heck. And there's also just a ton of bait down here. Like so much smelt on these spots. So I'm trying to find the fish that are like sometimes finding fish that are in the bait are good because they're hungry, they're chasing. And I like jig wrapping that kind of stuff in the fall usually. For whatever reason today, it seems like the ones that are in the bait are just too distracted. So I'm trying to find marks that are just off of where the bait is. So I get to the edge of the bait cloud, find some isolated marks, which hasn't been hard to do, and then ripping on those. They don't all go, but some do, and when they do, it's kind of fun. Here's what these fish are puking up in the live well, by the way. That's some big smelt. That's some big bait. No wonder it takes something to trigger these things to bite once in a while. One more for the road. Ooh. 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 Nice fish. The best weapon I've had the last few days has definitely been the old Jigging Rap. I can drag through so many marks with night crawlers and just not seem to get bit on some of these spots, but the Jigging Rap tends to trigger a few. And the funny thing with that one too was that I just went to make my next rip and ripped into nothing. It was like, whoa, where'd my bait go? Well, the fish had hit it and followed it in and slacked it up so hard, so I had to reel down a bunch and then reset the hook, and it was still on there. They hit those things with authority. They want them. They just get them excited, and it brings out their predatory instinct or something like that. So yeah, with that, I think I will think about heading in. I just keep lying today. I threw out one more time, and I got another fish on. Jigging Rap is solid, y'all. It just is. And they're nice fish too. It's just hard to beat right now. Hard to beat for fish that are fickle and won't take anything else. They'll take a Jigging Rap. 3 in a row. 3 casts in a row. That one slacked it up again pretty hard, and I had to catch up to it in a big way. Just put a huge bow in the line. A huge bow. He wanted it. He wanted it bad. He wanted it bad. What I've done the last few minutes here this afternoon is found where the marks are, parked the boat just a little deeper in like 35 feet of water, casting up into 20. Fish are in like 20 to 25, and I'm not casting straight up, but I'm casting at somewhat of an angle, so I'm kind of coming across there and staying in the strike zone a little longer. But once I know where the fish are, I just cast right through those things and rip it past their face, and they destroy it. There's another squirrely one. Super squirrely. Super squirrely. Might be hooked kind of funny. It feels like it keeps wrapping around the line every time I lift up on it. Oh, that's because it's not a walleye. It's a big old whitey. Woo, that's a frickin' fat white bass. Jig Raps will catch these too. I've caught bass, pike, walleye, and occasionally a catfish. You just never know. This is 6 casts in a row now this afternoon. Spot locked, one spot, 6 casts in a row. It's just getting nuts. This fish might have some. Oh, oh, oh. This could be a good one. Yeah, another nice fish. Oh, on the chin though. Probably don't need the net. That's why it was pulling so hard. Nice fish though. Well, it looks like the microphone's getting close to dying. So if it does before, that's a snag, before this fishing day is over, hopefully you liked the video. Hopefully it was entertaining. Hopefully you learned something, as always. And remember to like and subscribe and do all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time.